Welcome to Meet Your Neighbor, the podcast that highlights the people and stories that make Westbrook Village a truly exceptional community. I'm your host, Steve Marilla, local realtor, neighbor, and proud member of this vibrant community. Each episode, we sit down with residents to learn about their careers, life experiences, and what brought them to Westbrook Village. It's a chance to connect, share, and celebrate the unique journeys that shape our neighborhood. Thanks for tuning in. And now, let's meet your neighbor. Today on Meet Your Neighbor, I'm sitting down with someone many of you already know and love, Amy Wardick, who works in the pro shop here at the Westbrook Village golf courses and truly is a joy to everyone who walks through those doors. In this episode, we go beyond the counter and get to know the real Amy. She shares the powerful influence her grandfather had on her life, the values that shaped who she is today, and the story of how she met her husband. It's one of those conversations that reminds you how the people we see every day often have the richest stories. This podcast is made possible by my real estate business here in the community. Sharing our neighbors' stories is how I give back, and helping people buy and sell homes in Westbrook Village is how I support the show. Now, let's meet your neighbor. Hello, Amy.
Hello, Steve.
How are you?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I'm doing great. We're here at the Westbrook golf course, and we're back in the back office. I've never been back here, so it's like I'm across the line.
Well, welcome. I'm normally on the other side from where I am. Brandon might be a little concerned here, me sitting in the big chair today.
In the big chair today?
I'll take it, though.
Yeah,
it's comfy.
Absolutely. So let's start by introducing yourself and what you do here at Westbrook Village.
Well, as you know, I'm Amy Wardick, and I started here at Westbrook Golf Club in June of 19, so I'm coming up on about 6.5 years right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and I never thought I would end up in the golf industry.
You're not a golfer?
Years.
Not a golfer?
Oh, gosh, no. You know, I enjoy it.
Yep.
So my grandfather was a golfer.
Yeah.
And I remember growing up that, you know, the old Apple computers and the Encyclopedia Britannica went to a digital format.
Yep.
And I was probably 10 years old, and I knew he loved golf.
Yep.
I did a whole report for no reason on Tiger Woods. Just for my grandfather.
Just for your grandfather?
Yeah. And I'm sure it was nothing that he knew or didn't know about Tiger Woods.
Sure.
But I took the time and looked up all these things about Tiger Woods, typed it up on the little Apple computer. And
have you always been that kind of researcher and studious? Were you a really good student in high school?
Yes, I am always very curious to learn how things are, why they are. I was a history buff growing up.
Okay.
Ended up going into anthropology in college.
Really?
And it's just, I don't know, history is fascinating and where people come from. So this podcast is kind of perfect to learn about the community and the people who are here. So I'm just happy to be here today to share a little bit about me.
Well, I love history. I mean, I think we have an author here in Westbrook, Brad, who wrote a book about a presidential race in like 1827 or something, or 19 whatever year it was. But it was it's fascinating because there's so much to learn from history, and it seems like, but we never do.
Yeah,
that's the struggle. Yeah. So, anthropology.
Mm-hmm.
So is that bugs?
No, that's the history of people, cultural. It includes archaeology. History, things like that.
So the history. So you got that's got to be a deep topic.
Yeah, it's endless.
Really? Did you enjoy that?
I did, yeah. So I ended up going to college for that. Started off in history to become a history teacher.
Yeah.
And then I kind of fell in love, or out of love, I should say, with names and dates and places. You know, that's kind of your dry history.
Yeah.
And then I switched over to anthropology, and I had a professor, and her name was Christy Miller. And the way she taught, it wasn't so much about names, dates, and places. It was more the why. Why are cultures the way they are? And she focused on Middle Eastern, Egypt, stuff like that. And I've always wanted to travel to Egypt. So I took every single class I could with her.
Oh, wow.
And just learning more about ancient peoples.
Huh.
So.
Wow, fascinating. I can't believe I thought it was about bugs. I'm going to be looking really stupid on my own podcast. That's all right, though. But back to your grandfather and Tiger Woods.
Yes.
Did he really appreciate it? And did you get inspired at all to be a golfer with what Tiger Woods went through to become a professional golfer?
So my parents were never big on sports.
Okay.
They were the parents that if sports were on the television, they said, "Oh, the TV is broken." So I was never really exposed to sports growing up as a kid. But my grandfather, we would go and visit. They're from the Delaware, New Jersey area. So we would go a couple times a year to see them. We lived in Ohio when I was growing up as a child. And so I would go out with my grandfather, not really knowing what golf was or anything. So the coolest thing, is riding around in the cart with grandpa.
Right.
So I would get out and I'd do a little putting, but never really got into playing any sports growing up. It wasn't until I think junior year of high school.
Yeah.
I loved playing ping pong with my grandfather. He had a ping pong table as well at the house. And so I ended up joining badminton, which to me is kind of like a, step up from pickleball. Well, I couldn't say step up necessarily. Pickleball's pretty rough.
Yeah.
I hear.
And badminton, ping pong, and tennis are kind of the three, sports that relate to pickleball.
Yeah. So I ended up joining or trying out for the badminton team in high school, made varsity my junior year. So granted, I only had 2 years left to go. Got into that, and my parents, believe it or not, they did show up. We made it to state that year.
Really?
Loved it. But again, I just never had much exposure to sports in general.
Well, did you enjoy the experience of being on a badminton team? And badminton is a two-person team?
Yeah, you can do singles or doubles.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did both.
Okay.
But,
and did you get into it?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. I loved it.
I think I played sports, but I didn't play a lot of team sports. I mean, I played football and then I went into running, and you just run by yourself. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't get the benefits. Some of these people learn so much from team sports when they've done it their whole life, and I'm just not that person, and obviously you aren't either. But I feel like I missed out on something. Do you feel like not being in team sports, playing basketball with 5 other people, or do you feel like you missed out at all? Like
a little bit, I think so. But there was other avenues in my life where team building was important.
Okay.
And this is where we're going to get into the geeky side of Amy. Not a lot of people know this, but I'm actually an avid gamer.
Oh, are you?
And I know gaming is becoming more mainstream, but when I was growing up, it was pretty taboo.
Yeah.
But you would go online and you're meeting total strangers over the internet.
Yeah.
And a lot of the games that I would play would involve team building.
Oh, okay.
So some of the games you would be on a team of 5 to 10 players, depending on the format.
Oh, really?
And we'd be communicating over headset and microphone, much like we're doing for this podcast. Right. And it requires strategizing and team building. And so in that sense, while I didn't have the traditional sports growing up, through my gaming, I think I actually have learned a lot of skills.
Sure.
Leadership and team building and patience and...
So when you're gaming, is there a favorite game? Is there a certain game that you specialize in?
So there's 2 games, and one of them is Call of Duty.
Oh, yes. I know Call of Duty.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And that's actually how I met my husband.
Really?
Yes.
Did you meet, was he a gamer?
Yes.
That was on the other side of the microphone?
Yes.
And that's how, and then you guys started chatting offline?
Absolutely. So we were actually trying out. There was tryouts involved for teams.
Wow.
And we were on a voice communication program over the internet. And we were all just sitting in the waiting room to do our tryouts. And someone mentioned they're from Arizona. Huh. And I said, oh, no kidding. I'm from Arizona. And he said he was from Tolleson. I was living in Goodyear at the time.
Yeah.
I said, oh, wow, that's just right down the road. And we weren't talking for very long. We ended up taking the conversation, just the 2 of us. And within about 2 weeks, there was one evening I was, just kind of mulling around the house on a Friday night and said, what are you doing? He goes, nothing. What are you doing? So we went out and met at Harkins Theater at McDowell and the 101.
Oh, really?
And I never believed in love at first sight.
Yeah.
But that was it.
That was it?
That was it. That was back in 2005, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, well, I got a bunch of questions, but one, was he a decent gamer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is he
we still
good?
fight to this day. Who's
oh,
the
really?
Better
Who's
gamer?
the better gamer?
Oh, yeah.
Because with Call of Duty, I was addicted to the series Office.
Yeah.
And they had Call of Duty where Jim was stuck in the corner. and that's what I always thought. I played Call of Duty. I mean, it's just amazing how realistic it is.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine how much time you put into strategy for something like that, because it's a complicated game.
Right.
And you're trying to go over obstacles,
Outmaneuver, outthink. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that is cool. And then you had the courage to meet this guy. I mean, because you're a very cute person. But when you think of gamers, you think of someone with Doritos and
Yes.
and you know the big gulp here, and you're
Right.
that's how they're portrayed in the movies anyway.
Yeah,
So,
we took that risk because you never know.
Right.
And when we met back then, it was a little taboo still to
Really?
meet someone over the internet.
Oh, wow.
And I was actually scared to tell my parents, I
Oh,
met
really?
this guy on the internet. He was scared to tell his family
Really?
as well. And
Huh.
yeah.
Well, it says a lot that both of you were scared to tell your parents. So you obviously both came from a very good upbringing. So that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that is neat. What's your husband's name?
Sean.
Sean?
Yeah.
Sean and Amy meeting at the theater.
Yep.
Wow, that is cool. That's
where he
very
proposed
courageous.
too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he tricked me one evening. We were going to go to a farmer's market, and I said, "Sure, let's go." And next thing I know, he's hopping down the 101 the wrong direction. I said, "Where are we going?" He goes, "Well, I thought we'd get some lunch."
Huh.
I think I might have figured it out, maybe about halfway there. Don't tell him.
Right.
Well, he's going to hear it now.
Yeah.
But we get down there, and he's looking for a restaurant. I say looking in air quotes.
Yeah.
And we pull up, and he proposed where we first met.
Huh. Wow, that is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a nice guy. Well, so we're at that point, but so in high school you played badminton, then you did your grandfather ever want you to golf? Did he?
No, it was never pushed.
It was never just like, just come along, hang out with me, and have fun.
And I don't think I ever played a full 18 holes with him. One of the trips down to Arizona, I was working at the Wigwam Golf Club at the time. I think we went out for like 9 holes or something.
So what got you into golf courses?
Yeah, so I never thought in a million years I'd be working in golf.
Yep.
When I was in high school, I started working as a file clerk at a law firm in Litchfield Park.
Yeah, see, that seems like that would fit.
Yeah.
Because you don't golf, you're analytical.
Right.
Right.
Organized.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a perfect first job for me.
Yeah.
And one of our clients, I don't know if I can say his name.
You can say any name.
Mr. Lee was one of our clients at the time, and he was the owner of the Wigwam.
Okay.
And I met him, and he told me, when you turn 19, come work for me. And 19 is because of the legal age you can serve alcohol.
Okay.
So I said, okay, Mr. Lee, and sure enough, I said, oh, why not? It's still close to home and close to college. So I went over, and I began working as a beverage cart girl.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, I hated that job. I think at 19, I didn't have the backbone to deal with the clientele at the time.
Pushy, flirty, old guys.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, I didn't know how to handle that.
Yeah.
It was a lot of pressure I felt.
And it's not in your wheelhouse of experience either, I have to imagine. Yeah.
Not at all. So I ended up moving inside the golf shop.
Okay.
There.
How long did you work
about 6 months.
Oh, so, I mean.
Yeah, I gave it a fair shot.
Yeah,
but,
that was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't my thing. So then I moved into the golf shop. And truth be told, I didn't like that either.
Really?
Yeah. So then I moved to outside services, schlepping bags, washing clubs and carts.
Really?
And I don't know what it was. I loved that.
You did?
I did.
Huh.
Yeah. So I was there for about 7 years at the Wigwam.
Oh, wow.
Schlepping bags and cleaning carts.
Cleaning carts and just.
Yeah. It was great in my 20s.
Yeah.
My back can't do it anymore.
Right.
But I remember carrying, 2 bags on my shoulder, 2 bags at my side, 4 bags, waddling down to the bag drop.
Oh, wow.
But no more of that. But so then I ended up moving out of state to Washington.
Yep.
And got away from golf completely.
Okay.
Never thought I would come back to it. So my family is actually all here now. My mother, my brother, my dad, my grandma. So it was hard being in Washington State.
Sure.
So I decided to move back in 2016 and was looking for a job.
So are you with your Are you with Sean at the time?
No, so we actually did take a break. I think we
Okay.
met too young, too soon.
Okay.
We were just getting out of high school when we met.
Yeah.
Needed some more life experiences. So we were together about 2 years. We split, and we just reconnected actually back in 2015.
Okay.
So we reconnected long distance.
Yep.
I was down here in Arizona on a trip. And my mother says to me, "Have you heard from Sean lately?" I'm like, "Sean? God, no,
Really?
no."
Yeah.
She's like, "Let's go over there.
Yeah.
Let's go see if they still live at their old place." I
Really?
said, "That sounds crazy, but okay."
Yeah. Your mom's a stalker. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
going to say it, but
Yeah.
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 So we go over, and sure enough, his dad's there, and found out, he's still there, and passed my number along, and we reconnected, and I swear it was like no time had passed,
Oh,
except we
really?
had grown up.
Yeah.
And I think at that point we were ready. So we reconnected, and so I went back to Washington, and we just talked long distance,
Huh.
for a year. And
What were you
that's-
doing in Washington?
So I was there for another relationship that I had gotten into,
Yeah.
and that just didn't work out.
No, because it wasn't love at first sight,
No.
like Sean was.
It wasn't
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
No. So when that relationship ended, I ended up staying in Washington actually for about an extra year. I
Yeah.
love the area. I was up in Bellingham,
Okay.
just south of the Canadian border.
Oh, wow.
About 2 hours north of Seattle.
And you didn't mind the winters?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I think I got really lucky when I was there. We only actually had a couple of snow days. And we're protected on the east side by the Cascade Mountains.
Yeah.
And then we have the bay on the other side. And so weather there was pretty mild, pretty
Okay.
nice. I don't think I ever put on a pair of shorts while I was there.
Right.
But, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So,
Huh.
yeah, so long distance from my family was tough. Like I said,
Yeah.
everyone's here, so traveling for vacation, finding time, it was tough. So I said, okay, it's time to come home, especially after reconnecting with Sean, which
Yeah.
I think was my mom's plan the whole
Oh,
time.
I bet you. She's smart.
She
She's a
knew.
smart stalker.
She knew.
Yeah.
So we moved back, or I moved back to Arizona in 2016 and was looking for a job. And like I said, in Washington, I'd completely gotten out of golf. This was the last thing on my mind.
Sure.
But I needed something.
Yep.
I was back with my parents, wanted to get out. I'm like, I just need something, anything. So I found a job posting for Pueblo El Mirage
Yeah.
and got the job. I was there for about 3.5 years. And turns out Sean's father, Michael Douglas, learned how to play golf there.
Oh, really?
At Pueblo El Mirage, back
Huh.
when it was just a little check-in trailer and was just being built.
And you didn't know that when you took the job?
Clue.
Huh.
No clue.
Oh,
So,
neat.
Very serendipitous, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I was there, like I said, for about 3.5 years. And in that time, we had hired someone named Eric. Eric Beta. Eric
Yeah.
Beta. And his grandparents lived on number 2 at the lakes.
Okay.
And so he grew up playing golf here at Westbrook. And he was the one that actually saw the job posting
Okay.
for Westbrook Golf Club.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you're surely going to go for it, right? He goes, no, I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I
Yeah.
must have asked him 10 times.
Right.
I didn't want to step on
You
toes.
didn't want to step on toes. No, you're too
This
nice.
is his stomping grounds,
Yeah.
right? So I applied, and sure enough, here I am.
Really? And how long have you been here?
Going on
6
7
years?
years. Yeah,
7
six and a
years?
half now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how do you like it?
I love it.
I mean, everyone I interview that's residents here, we always talk about how great the people are.
Yes,
And it is. But do you see that in the golf course? Are the people great?
of course. Yeah.
And I will say one thing. How about I'll just give my opinion first. When the golf course is open to the public, I think we get a great variety of people that use the golf course.
We do.
I don't think of it as outsiders coming in like
Us versus
the
them.
the
No.
Westbrook Village people I think are special, but we're special in a different way and an older way.
Mhm.
It's nice to see the Ute come in
Yes.
and hit the houses that I can't hit. It's I think it's kind of neat. But do you like the transition of private to open public, or would you prefer to stay private?
I think if it was feasible to stay private, I would prefer that.
You would prefer it? Yeah.
I think so. But on the other side of the coin, it is a great way to recruit future members, the younger generations.
Yes.
Because I think it's, within their reach to come and play. We're very affordable in the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
Great exposure for the course.
Yeah.
Word of mouth is huge. So like I said, I wish we could stay private year round, but It's good. I think it's necessary,
It
though.
does bring some characters out.
Yes.
I'll tell you one story. I was out, I'm on the green on 6, and I was sitting there with my wife, Kirsten, and I have the TV and I can watch a golf course. And I'm like, honey, you have to see this. She's like, what? And I said, there are 2 girls doing some kind of dance on the green, and their boyfriends are putting. I mean, they were, to say it in a nice way, they were shaking their booties.
Oh.
And so I went on the golf course afterwards to golf. I come into the pro shop. I said, I'm going to golf, but I said, I have to ask you, was there a tournament or something going on that's weird? Because there was weird, some days on a public course, you just get some odd ducks come through. And he said, what was going on? And I told him, he goes, oh yeah, we were a little, they were just girls riding along with their boyfriends. She says, we were a little concerned with, they were having a little too much fun. And, but it is part of the challenge. But I will tell you, if I would have, some of these 80-year-old men are going to have a heart attack if they look out on the green and see that.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah, it was a big surprise. I mean, you can tell right now when, and you can see this all the time, when people are walking, you're like, oh, there's a young person. There's no, look at how long that stride is. Look at, it's amazing. Look at that person.
What's the age here? 45?
Yeah.
55? What?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to see. But do you have a favorite, Westbrook golf member? I suppose, I know you like them all, I have to imagine.
So there is one that pops to mind, and it's Mike and Carol Truig.
Okay.
And Mike probably won't be too mad about this story, but he recently had a birthday. And I was joking with him, and I said, oh, well, how old are you turning? And I made some horrible guess, I think in the 70s or something. And he goes, how old do you think I am? And ever since then, depending on our mood, I can kind of feel how he's feeling. Sometimes I'll say, hey, old man.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it'll be, hey, young man. And we just get a laugh every time now. But he won't let me live it down because I guessed he was in his 70s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he must not be?
Oh, no.
Oh, really?
No. He's 29.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I know those guys out here. That is hilarious. So what's it like to work with all retired people? I mean, everyone here is retired and do you learn things from these people? Do they share their life experiences? Because I have to think there's some incredible golfers.
Yes.
Male and female, probably female more so because we're lucky to have Robin here.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's got to be, and you can't take advantage of any of the golf experience because you don't golf. Or do you golf now?
I'll get out there every once in a blue moon. I did play 9 holes last Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got out there, had a little fun. But it's just something I do periodically.
Just for fun?
Yeah, just for fun. No stress.
Yeah.
Just swing easy, but...
easier said than done.
Let's see. So I'm 39 now. I think the senior tour is 55. So I got about 16 years before I can qualify for the senior tour. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I had that dream too. It's not as easy as they make it look on TV. Oh, that's for sure.
Well, even with the NCAA, we have out Kansas today, and watching them on the range, they're out practicing. They make it look so effortless. It's
so fun to watch. So on hole number 6 I hate the hole. It's too long. Someone told me, someone like you that's analytical, he's like, well, it's only 15 yards shorter than the par 5 from the blues. And I'm like, I didn't know that, but that makes sense why it's so hard. And typically, if anybody's within 100 yards of that green, they're hitting their third shot.
Right.
And then you see then you watch the girls play for the weekend. And it is crazy how they're all inside 100, unless they get a really headwind at them.
Right.
And it's just, and then it's so hard to go back to reality, and you see these hacks come back out, which is us. And it's like, oh man, it's so pretty to see those girls swing. And I mean, it hurts to even watch them swing the way they twist. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, I'm still young, but I don't have that kind of flexibility.
No, and it takes a special person to, because golf is very difficult as far as physically on your body, but then mentally. You have to, talking to Dick, I have not talked, Dick would always tell me how to golf. and how he practiced. He goes, I practice, I hit every single ball just as I do on the golf course. And I'm like, same practice swing, same everything. Just start there. And I think that's great advice. I'm just unable to even do that. So
I took a lesson with one of our director of instructions from the past, Michael Fry.
Yeah.
And I did a chipping lesson with him. And I said, hey, so I have about 3 chippers in my bag. I got a 56, a 60, and a regular pitching wedge. When and why would I use certain chippers versus others?
Right.
And that seems like a silly question, but I genuinely didn't understand at the time. This is probably 5 years ago.
Yeah.
He goes, well, rule number 1, consistency. He goes, I can't answer that question for you until you can consistently chip with just your 56.
Okay.
And so I had to go out there and just get consistent with the one club. And then he goes, okay, well, now that you have a little bit better consistency, then we can go into the details of the how, why, and when you use certain clubs.
Yeah.
You know, and don't get me wrong, I still skull them across the green.
Sure.
You know,
we all do. And so you kind of took advantage of working on a golf course.
Yeah.
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 Where do you see yourself staying here? Do you love it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, if you had asked me 10 years ago, would I still be working in golf? No. But I think this is my forever home.
That's
honestly.
awesome.
You know, I can't see myself anywhere else. I don't know what I would be doing if I wasn't in golf. Besides, we have the best view of any office I can think of.
Okay, I forgot my last question because I just thought of a new one. But when people are practicing, when we're on the driving range, you don't watch us, do you?
Very rarely.
Yeah,
actually,
because
honestly,
anytime I walk in, you're always not facing. But sometimes when you're on the golf course and you're just hacking on the driving range,
you feel like you're being watched.
watched.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's how
but you're
I
not
feel.
watching. You promise?
No,
Okay.
very rare.
Okay.
No, we are usually so focused on seeing who's around. So don't get us wrong. Like, we're looking at the range, but it's more of who's here, who's not, who's on the tee, who's making the turn.
Who checked in.
You know, what's going on with whatever event we have for the day. You know, there's a million things going on that I very rarely have the time to sit and watch.
Okay, one last question. Do you have a trick to remembering people's names? Or do you just naturally remember everyone's name?
That was one of my biggest concerns coming here.
Yeah?
I have no trick.
Really?
No.
But you do remember everyone's name.
I do.
Yeah.
And I think it just comes with practice.
Sure.
Just like with anything in life. My previous club, we only had 50 members.
Oh, okay.
And I was worried I wouldn't remember 50.
Sure.
I come here, we have, 640 memberships, I think is our cap right now. And if you include spouses, that's probably well over 1,100, 1,200 people. And now I'm learning dogs' names.
Right.
So I don't know what it is. I think it's those connections you make with people.
Yeah.
Be the good, the bad, all of it.
Right.
You remember people for certain reasons. And to be fair, you guys play a lot of golf.
Right.
You guys are out here 3 or 4 times a week.
We should be, because we're trying to get our monies out of that membership. But I remember people's stories. I can tell you what they do for a living. I can tell you, but names are hard for me, so I'm going to practice on that. So that's what I'm taking out of this podcast. So, but is there anything you want to say? Because we're wrapping this up. You did a great job. 30 minutes like that.
Always. Yeah. That went by
we
very
were
quickly.
worried about filling 10.
Right.
Because you're
I feel like I could keep going. But no, I just want to say thank you, Westbrook.
Yeah.
This has been incredible to be here and to meet all of you and get to know your stories. And I know that's your goal here, Steve.
Yeah. Well, it's just to share everybody here has a story, and it's so fascinating. I thought of another question. I'm going to ask it before we end. You don't play pickleball? Have you ever?
I have never played pickleball.
Okay. If you, it's the one sport. I'm wearing a shirt today that says, if you don't play golf, don't start, which is a true statement. You shouldn't. If you don't, it's a hard game to learn. Pickleball is fun from the first time you hit a ball until you become good. You think you're good at it. And I love ping pong. Yeah, you might be good at that sport. So I'm telling you.
Might take you up on that.
If you ever want to go play, I'll take you over there and play for sure.
Absolutely.
So, well, I appreciate you doing the podcast.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Super. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you for listening to the Meet Your Neighbor podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And feel free to share this podcast with your friends and fellow neighbors. Until next time, take care and keep connecting.